Here we go. Nervous as hell. Necro Nicki interview.
Hello?
Hey Nikki, it's Dave.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just doing some random shopping for frames. I have art pieces, flyers and music posters and art and stuff that I've been wanting to hang up. And so I'm going to Goodwill stores and looking for frames and stuff. I went to one store already and I found a frame for one of my pieces, but they didn't really have a big selection, so I'm going to another Goodwill that has a lot more of a selection, hoping to find some for these other pieces that I have. But yeah, I tried calling you and it was this number's not in service.
Yeah, that's my mistake. I messed up my own number.
Oh, it's all good.
So my apologies about that. Sometimes my fingers are working faster than my brain is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you need frames. I know a couple frame makers if you want me to check out some stuff and send you some pictures.
Yeah, I like going to Goodwill and getting them super cheap and random. So that's why usually I go there, because it costs too much to frame stuff.
That you know what, you're so right.
And I like the vintage and fun of finding them and random art of it. I feel that's what kind of makes the art with a frame, with just a crazy frame.
Right.
But yeah. So okay. So what questions did you want to ask me?
All right. Well, let me give you a little heads up. What I'm doing is I'm a freelance writer, so I have my regular 9 to 5 job, which pays for me to be able to just write about pretty much whatever I want to. So
Yeah.
I started following you on Instagram is where I found you, and
Oh, cool. How'd you find me though on Instagram?
you know what, I never know how I find people.
Yeah, right. I know, it's so crazy.
And then. But I looked at, I've been on your site a couple times. I read the bio, and you seem like somebody. You seem like a cool person that and very interesting. A person that I'd want to write about.
Cool.
So, and so I don't get paid to do this. So I do this because this is I've made some of the best friends. Just writing stories glass blowers and all kinds of musicians. Now we're hanging out, having a good time. So there's the payment for me. So that's why I do it. So and I guess we'll get to it. Is what caught my attention, besides the fact that you're mega beautiful, is the artwork. You have amazing tattoos. I have 26 of my own. I love tattoos.
It's when you get to that point though, how do you even count them? Because when people ask me that, I'm yeah, I can't give you a number because some pieces have a bunch of pieces together and they blend together,
Right.
Are all your tattoos separate, pieces, or?
No, they're all blending into I used to get them stickers, and
Yeah.
So now they're just kind of blending in with each other. So.
Yeah, because when I first started getting tattoos, I would get pieces here and there, but now I'm doing it bigger, where I'm for example, right now the one I'm working on is my left arm. It's gonna be an evil Alice sleeve, and so it's gonna be all blending in. to what, like, with the other tattoos I have on my left arm, but, like, I'm trying to go bigger with, like, the theme, so then I don't have to worry about it later, you know, like, where am I going to put this here, like, I'm starting to just do, like, okay, I'm going to do a whole arm and have that planned out, you know?
Right.
A whole leg. Like, I have, like, my right leg, what I want, because I have nesting on my right leg. I want to do, like, my friend who's an artist, his name is Stan Dark Art, he's an artist on Instagram, like, he's, like, one of my favorite artists right now, and I got to meet him, like, last week, and he did a portrait of me. I was asking you about, like, a commission piece, but he just did, like, a portrait of me, like, for fun. And, like, it's really cool. It's hanging in my room, and, like, I love it. I want to get that tattooed on my leg. And then when I met him at this gallery, where are you at, anyway?
Me, I'm in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm an hour out of New York City.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so this spot, like, in LA, it's called Hyena Gallery, and it's the art gallery, like, all dark art. So, like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this place.
Cool.
And all the artists that they have that go there. But yeah, so I went there and he gave me a couple other pieces. So I'm going to get all the pieces he gave me, I'm going to get tattooed on my right leg. And I'm going to do all his art on my entire leg. Like my thigh and my calves. Like, I was like super into it. It's like simple. Like some of it's just like charcoal, pencil, and pen. It's really scratchy.
Right.
But like, I could really feel the pain and anguish, like, in his, like, art. Like, I could see the demons that, like, the demons he was drawing, like, he was, like, feeling and connecting with, and, like, I just totally felt that. And then when he, like, confirmed that, like, that's how he does his art, I was like, dude, yeah, like, that's how I felt, and, like, when I saw your stuff, so, like...
Wow.
But, yeah.
Do any of the pieces you have, like, mean anything in particular?
Yeah. Well, my favorite one, my favorite tattoo, which will always be my favorite one, is I have Charles Manson on my ass.
I know.
And, like, at the time that I got it was, I didn't go into this tattoo shop, I'm gonna get Charles Manson ass. Like, it ended up being really spontaneous. Like, I got this little Ruby 13 on my right wrist, and I go in there, and my friend, like, tattoo artist, and, like, yeah, I'm doing this. He's like, Nikki, come on, make my day. Like, get Charles Manson. I'm like, all right, dude, well, I'll get it. He tattooed on my ass. He's like, fuck yeah. So we just did it. And then ever since then, like, I'm, like, obsessed. I love Charles Manson. Like, I think he's the most genius man alive. Like, he's just, like, everything that comes out of his mouth is amazing. Like, I love his music. My favorite band, I like metal and stuff, but, like, my all-time favorite band of all the genres is the Beatles also.
Right
and,
on.
like, I just super, like, connect with him. Like, I feel like he's just, like, legit and honest and, like, to the point and, like, straightforward. Which sounds like gibberish to most people, you know, but he'll just be, like, fucking, like, straight up just, like, yeah, the cops, they were beating people, you know, like, he's not just, like, he's not trying to, like, you know, fit in or, like, you know, he's just, like, legit, dude. Like, he just, like, straight to the point, like, from, like, just, like, the words that come out of his mouth. Like, I don't know. I love that guy. But that one's my favorite. Like, I would say all of mine have meaning. Like, say I don't want to talk about it, I'll just tell people, like, oh, yeah, no. Like, I just like this.
Right.
But, like, for the most part, like, let me think of one where, like, okay, well, there's one that kind of doesn't really have a lot of meaning. It's a Sailor Jerry inspired tattoo. It's on my right bicep, and it says "Death shall prevail." And
Yep.
I thought that was a really cool, like, message and meaning. But, like, it does have meaning, but, like, in reality, like, I wanted a Sailor Jerry tattoo. So, like,
Right.
that's why I got that one. I wanted a Sailor Jerry inspired one, so. But, yeah, and, like, my chest piece, the artist that designed that was just, like, I'll do, like, because sometimes artists will do stuff on me for free, like, pieces, but, like, when that happens, then it's kind of like their art.
Yep.
You know? It's kind of like their decision. So they're just like, hey, like, my chest piece of art came, Nikki, I want to do this. Like, will you let me do it on you? Like, okay, cool. So then, like, they have freedom. like for whatever like colors and like whatever they want to do. So yeah, sometimes when that's the case, then it I don't really have meaning. But usually I'll like approve it or kind of like dig the style, or like I'll still have a meaning behind it. Like he wanted to do a ruby heart and with wings, and I always wanted a ruby heart with wings on my chest. So it's like one of those things. I was like, fuck yeah, and like ruby's my birthstone. So like I'll create a meaning. Like I have another one on my side, on my left side. It's a watercolor with an owl, and it has alien eyes. And like the artist who did that, like that was pretty much like his choice on that piece. But like it has meaning to me because like, and it's crazy because after my friends were like, dude, like those look like aliens. Like some of my friends said like, oh, those look like alien eyes, and like to me like they did. And yeah, I just feel like there is, like, a connection with, like, I've always felt like there was a connection with, like, owls and aliens.
Right.
And, so I thought that was cool how, like, so that ended up, like, coming out in that piece.
Right.
So, like, I end up finding meanings, like, for all my pieces.
Cool. Yeah, you're, the chess piece, that's my favorite one of yours. The ruby.
Yeah, and, I'm thinking about redoing the heart, actually. I'm going to. I'm thinking, like, Stan, that one artist I was telling you about, he kind of told me, like, and I kind of agreed with him. He's like, dude, like, you need to do something, like, more dark right there, like a pentagram or something. And I've been, like, meaning to, like, touch up the heart, because, I was, like, while it was healing, dude, like, that's what I don't really, like, get as much action as you would think, but sometimes, like, after I get a tattoo and, like, say, like, I'm, like, fucking someone, it's like, fuck, dude, that's, like, the worst when it's, like, trying to heal. Well, one time, like, after I got my heart pieced, this dude, like, grabbed my fucking, like, hit so hard, and I was like, fuck, and then, so, like, you could see a couple little, like, scars, like, so it didn't, like, heal perfectly, so I've been wanting to, like, retouch it. But then when I saw Stan and he said that, I'm like, I kind of agree with him. Like, I kind of want to do, like, a black, like, inverted, like, pentagram with, like, with, like, a girl. Like, I want to do something crazy over the heart to just distract, like, those scars rather than redoing it. And, like, still have, like, the ruby heart in the background, but, like, that thing over it.
Well, that's cool. That's definitely cool. How did you get into the modeling scene and pick this Necro Nicki persona?
Okay, so I grew up a hardcore kid. Like in high school, there's this I went to high school in Orange County, and then I moved my junior year, and I went to Corona High, and in that area there's this venue called like Showcase Theater. And so like when I moved to that my junior year in high school, like when I moved to that school, like I was new, and like I was like when I went to La Habra High School, like I was like a nerd, like really good girl. Like I was like a tennis player. Then I moved to this other school and I was new, and I ended up being like I was still like a nerd, but I like my friends, like I connected with like the metalheads, and I started going to these shows, and then I just was like all into like metal and hardcore music. Then I graduated college. To be a teacher, and then I went to UCLA to get my paralegal certificate. And then after I went to school, I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I didn't want to go to school. Like, I was just going to school just because, like, that's what my mom wanted me to do, you know? And then, but when I was going at UCLA, like, I'm driving by all these places. I'm like, the Whiskey Go-Go. Fuck, like, that place sounds familiar. Like, the Doors played there. The Rainbow Room. Oh, I've heard of, like, you know, like, Kat Von D used to hang out there, and she met so-and-so there, and I'm like, and then I started hanging out there, and I'm like, wow, this is a whole other world to, like, you know, like, me just doing the normal thing. Like, I'm like, wow, like, it was just, like, a different scene, like, Hollywood, and so I got wrapped up into it. I ended up, like, joining a band called Infinite Death. I was in that band for a year. I played the Whiskey a couple times. I go-go danced at the Viper Room. Played at the Roxy. I was in another other band, and I played Maidens of Metal, and I just, it got to a point where, like, when I was in bands, like, I had a big following, because, like, I was a really good, I was a good screamer, and I was, like, the hot metal phase, you know, but, like, at the same time, I was struggling in my scene, because, like, it's hot, like, I was, like, a minority, you know, like, being a hot metal chick, doing her thing, like, it was just, it was too much for me, like, when I was in bands, it's, like, having, like, four other dudes who I'm, like, you know, like, it's just, like, having to deal with that shit, and, like, people just wanting to, like, you know, like, fuck, and it was just, it was just too much, and, I didn't find the right band. Like, I ended up either quitting or getting fired, but I've been in a lot of bands, and, like, it got to the point where I was just like, dude, I'm, like, taking a break from this. And so I started modeling, and I started, like, building my portfolio, and then I said, huh?
What?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said something. And, so I started, like, building my portfolio, and then I started getting, like, paid gigs, and I'm like, this is fun, like, I can be a girl, and, like, actually, like, and I actually made money, like, when I was in bands, too, but, like, it was a lot. It's harder, because you have to deal with other people, like, whether I'm selling a lot of tickets or not, I still have to worry about my other band members and stuff, you know?
Yep.
And so, like, and I still want to do the band thing again, but if the right guys, like, come up to me with the right style music and projects, and they want to use me, like, that's cool, but I'm not going to create. Right now, I'm, like, focusing on, like, modeling and Burning Angel right now. Because, yeah, I have a day job, too. Like, I'm a waitress, so,
Nothing,
like, I am busy.
nothing wrong with that.
And so, yeah, so during all my days off, like, today, usually I'm, like, doing, like, random projects and, like, setting shoots up. But I'm always constantly busy and working. And I like to, and, like, creating or, like, reading. And so, after, like, I don't know, I was modeling for, like, a couple years, and then when, like, oh, this is what happened. I always tell this story, but I just, like, told this story yesterday. I did a music video for this band, and they're actually supposed to email me the music video right now, but this was a few months ago, this band called DMT, and the director, he was a famous, he directed, like, a bunch of, like, porn and music videos. His name's Matt Zane, and, I was like, because, you know, I kind of always wanted, I felt like it was, like, there's certain, like, things in my career that I wanted to do, and that was one. I was like, I want to do a fucking porn. And I'm like, I wasn't a hustler, like, I was an extra in a hustler, like, I made out with the girl in a lesbian bubble, thing, and then after that, I played for Burning Angel, but, like, that Matt dude, he helped me, like, because I knew he directed porn, like, it kind of just gave me a little push. I'm like, dude, can you help me out? He's like, yeah, so he helped me out, got me, like, helped me out with, like, Hustler, and then after, like, I had the balls to apply for Burning Angel, and then I did, and it was an awesome experience. Like, I love it. It was, like, I love doing porn. It's, like, it's so fun, and it's, like, dude, like, this is what I like to do. Like, even though I've only done, like, 3 scenes, like, I had so much fun, and I'm so into it, and I'm at, like, a natural, like, even more so than the band thing and modeling, like, I really like it. Like, they were telling me, like, dude, we're going to use you a lot. Like, I even heard, like, I'm going to be getting, like, AVN nominations for one of, like, the scenes, and so we'll see what happens with that, and, like, it was a lot of fun. And did you have a chance to see it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, loved it.
That was like my first one. Awesome. Yeah, like.
You've officially taken the spot for my new favorite.
Really?
Absolutely. So for me to be able to actually having a conversation with you is just like this made my whole fucking day.
Hell yeah.
You know, and what makes it even better is because I'm sure you've heard of Remy LaCroix.
No, I haven't, honestly.
All right. Well, she does some porn, and she's a hula hooper. Now, I can watch a woman hula hoop to the right music for hours. Something about the lines, you know what I mean? The way that her body's moving, and you know, like, I can appreciate that. And I was a few months ago, I was working on a story about you know, prop manipulation, fire twirling, and hula hooping. And I had a bunch of people, you know, I was talking to a whole bunch of people, and I kept asking her. She, you know, I kept sending her email after email after email, like, you know, you do this for a living, like, you know, you want to share a couple stories or something, and she wouldn't even like reply. It's like, are you that high on the horse that you know, I want to talk to you about you, and you know what I mean?
That's
so,
weird.
so.
Some people are fucking weird. Like, for me, like, if anyone wants to interview me, like, I will, like, do it, because, like, I think it's really important to, like, get that exposure with any, you know, any writer, any radio station, anything. Like, I like giving people a chance. Yeah, it's weird for me, because I get put in your same situation sometimes, where it's like, dude, like, my favorite artist will want to draw me, and it's like, yo, dude, yeah, I'm down, text me. And then, like, not that one guy I was talking about, a different guy I was talking about, who's one of my favorite artists.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I was supposed to meet with him, like, last Saturday. I'm supposed to meet with him today, and it's like, I'm, like, texting, like, hey, like, you know, do you want to, like, are we doing the live art today? Because I kind of set that aside for today. And, like, hours later, no response, and it's kind of rude. Like, yeah, you're, like, my favorite painter, and you're the shit, and you know you're the shit, but, like, don't give me your number and, like, lead me on, you know? Like, I know how that feels. Like, it's so rude, and it's so rude when people don't even respond at all. It's just, like,
you know,
I don't know. It kind of depends, but then you got to put yourself in their shoes. Like, how many thousands of
people, right? People are bothering them
up every day, you know, and then maybe they have to talk to their manager to, like, yeah, it kind of depends on, like, their status and stuff, you know.
Right.
Some people are hard to get a hold of, like Kat Von D. Like, some people, you have to talk with her, you have to go through so many different people.
Oh yeah.
And you have a really good you know, so it just kind of depends.
Right. But see, you know, in you know, not just in putting her down in any way. Plus, you know, there's a lot more to you that you know, I can relate to. You know, like, I grew up, you know, in the Connecticut hardcore scene. You know, like, I watched Hatebreed grow up.
Yeah.
So, like,
I love Hatebreed. I love their new shit too.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love them.
You know, so. You know, and the tattoos, and, you know, like, and something. What caught me is you can tell a lot of you can tell a lot about a person by how they interact with other people, and the fact that you know, are willing to barter is you know, like, that says something. It's not all about cash. There's something that might be, you know, just as good because somebody, you know, like those artists, you know, that they're drawing you, you know, they're putting their time and effort into it. You know what I mean? So.
Heck yeah, I think trading's just fun. And I got the bartering idea was because, yeah, my friend Stan, like, I ended up, well, because, like, okay, he told me, like, I want to make, like, stickers, and, like, I want to make, like tank tops, like, spaghetti straps, like, tank tops, and, like, kind of have some merch stuff, and I've been trying to find, like, the right artist to do it. And so I found him like, he's, like, the perfect artist. Like, I like his style, like, what he's about, so I want him to do it. And so I'm like, yo, dude, I want you to make me, like, a witch. Like,
That's
look like a
badass.
witch. Like, it's me, like, a portrait of me, but, like, either, like, a cloak or something, like, really, like, witchy, like, dude, and I'm like, dude, I'm, like, offering him money, like, how much do you charge for commission? He's like, $300, cool, like, I'll pay it. And he's just like, whoa. Like, he's one of those artists where, like, he does his own art, like, on a whim, you know, like, he'll feel it. And, like, his demons that he talks to or, like, invokes, like, they kind of have a big part of, like, his art, so it's kind of like, he's like, it's not as easy, like, he doesn't really do portraits often. He's done a few for, like, really special people, like, not that many. He did one for me, so that made me feel special. And so, like, so when like, me telling him, like, all right, I'm gonna pay you $300, make me a witch, and I'm gonna put this on all my stickers. He's just like, it's not that easy, like, you can't, he's so funny, like, he's from, Ukraine, I think, and, so he has, like, a heavy accent. He's just like, I don't like when people tell me what to do. It's like, dude, like, okay, it's funny. It was so cute. Cause I'm like, I'm the same way. I don't like when people tell me what to do. It's like, dude, it's kind of your job. You're an artist, and someone's paying you to do something. Like, he still doesn't. He wants to, like, he wants people to buy his art. He doesn't want to do commission stuff. So what he told me was like, all right, send me a pair of your. That's how the panty idea actually came about. He goes, okay, well, I'm giving you my art. You give me your posters you have and maybe like a pair of panties I can sniff or something, and I'll get some inspiration. And so I mailed him that, and then after that, like, I was getting orders for that, but that's like, he's the one who, like, started the idea. So I sent that to him, and he was happy that I sent that. So hopefully that inspires him to, like, create the piece I want to make.
I hope that'd be cool. I can't wait to see what comes up of it.
Oh man, if worse comes to worse, I'll like find one of his pieces. I just want it to be really dark, and I want it to be very feminine. But I know that he has done some like female demons and stuff. So like, if worse comes to, I'll wait a couple months, and if he doesn't do that, I'll just buy one of his pieces that he has that, like.
Well, I do know a ton of artists too, so maybe I could float, you know. I'm all about helping people out. So, on your bio, you know, it says with you're collecting donations to help you reach your goal. What is it, you know, that you're ultimately working towards? What is that, you know, the top rung of the ladder?
Right now, my main goal is that I want to progress my artwork, my tattoos, that I'm constantly working on, and I want to get, like, completely covered. I want to set myself apart from other models and tattoo models and alternative models, like, out there. So by doing that, like, there's a lot of them out there, but what sets them apart, you know, like, girls apart is, you know, having more in what their art is. So that's something I'm working on. And then another thing with that, why like I was trying to set myself apart from other models, is with doing Burning Angel. Like, so yeah, like, any donations that could help out with, like, my tattoo work, and also with just wardrobe and setting up shoots, because like, my gigs are paid, but, like, I still have, like, I could do more with, like, donations, you know? Like, I do want to do, like, a Kickstarter. Who knows, dude? Like, I don't know, like, whatever will help me out with my alternative and, you know, porn career. And a big part of that is, like, my image and my look, you know?
Right,
like,
right.
So, you know, like, that's pretty much that. Like, and, like, my main goal that I'm working towards is to be the best, like, alternative, like, porn star. Like, I would be nominated for like best new, best new performer. That'd be awesome. So
that would be awesome.
Maybe that might happen with the scenes that I've done. Like, because I'm really right now. I'm really just trying to work just with Burning Angel. Like, I'm not really like applying to a bunch of companies at the moment right now. But like they said, they're gonna use me a lot and they love me. So I mean, I'm gonna be doing stuff with them again soon. There's some other companies out there. I just want to make sure that I'm working with like legit companies and they're paying me. Like they're paying me my minimum, and I'm also like very independent. Like I don't want like a manager. I don't want like an agency or anything like that.
Right.
So, but yeah, like my goal is just to keep doing that because like it was. To me, it was like my big break when I started with Burning Angel because before I was just another tattoo model because there's so many of them out there. And like, I don't really go out that much. Like, I don't, like, I used to. I used to go to a lot of shows and be a part of the scene. And now I'm kind of just doing my own thing and like focusing on myself and like studying and reading and progressing myself and setting stuff up. And like, so I went to the show like last night. I saw two of my favorite bands, Gohor and Thyroid is Murder. So I saw a bunch of people that I knew, like people because I've been in so many bands and used to be in so many shows. Like I used to be wrapped up in the scene. Now I'm dominating it. I don't really go out that much,
Right.
So it's just like people were tripping out when they're just like talking to me, like, "Wow, like I can't believe you're doing that." Like, that's cool. It was just different because I saw so many people I haven't seen in so long, and it's just like. It was cool because I mean like I get good and bad, like like I mainly hear positive, but it's like people like making snide comments or people who have tried like sending mass texts out to people like about me and Facebook posts and stuff like that, like trying to like bring me down or talking shit to my face, like
yeah.
It's funny because I end up winning them over after because I'm just so cute.
Well, you are cute. I can't see why anybody would want to bash you anyways.
Because there's like, for example, there's this one dude, right? He's just like talking to him, like, yeah, I'm going to a show, and like he commented on my status on Facebook, and he was like, oh yeah, you and all of your like ex-boyfriends. And I didn't really like that. So I ignored it, but I deleted him off, like, Facebook. I'm like, because if someone says, like, negative stuff that, like, I'm like, I don't really like that. That's kind of hurtful because whether it's true or not, yeah, there's a lot of, like, metal guys, like, that's not very nice or necessary, So I deleted him off Facebook or whatever. But then I saw him at the show last night, and he was like, I'm like, oh, man, he's, like, drunk and coming up to talk to me, and, like, like, he's just, like...
Oh, I can't stand that stuff.
He's like, yeah, I was talking shit about you earlier to my friends. I'm like, really, dude? Because, like, I seem really sweet, but he's like, you don't want to fuck with me, And I'm just like, yeah, really, dude? Like, and I'm, like, making, like, different, like, hand gestures, like pushing my tongue against, like, my cheek and, like, putting my, like, fist, so it looks like I'm, like, putting a cock in my mouth and, like, sucking it, and I'm like, like doing like the peace sign, but going
right.
Like I'm like vagina or something like. Dude, just fucking bring it on, dude. Like, what do you gotta say? What should you want to talk? He's like, nah, Nikki, like I respect you. You like brought it up like a notch, and I'm like that's cool. He's like it's just weird. Like I don't know. Some people don't know how to deal with it. Like they don't know if they should like talk shit or it was funny. Like. Not my peers, because, like, but, like, people that, like, I've grown up with, like, throughout the scene, right, they're just like, whoa. But it's cool, like, I really like how, like, Burning Angel is about me, because that's what I'm about. I'm always about music. Music gets me through everything. Music is my everything. Like, I love it. Like, I miss being in a band, but regardless, I listen to it all the time, and I like being involved in music, like, I've done so I've done like so many different jobs. Like I've interviewed bands, I've written for magazines myself. Like I've done like a lot, but I always try to relate to music because like a lot of my tattoos, a lot of like who I am, like it was really cool. And like last night, it was like I don't know, it was one of the best nights ever because like there's this one song by the band Fire Is Murder, and it's called like Whore to a Chainsaw, and I really like it. Like even though like yeah, I'm a whore, but like and talking about murdering whores and shit, but I always like songs like that. I got like topics like that. So like and they played that song and I was just like fell into it and I was like in the front and then like there was a part and like like in hardcore like, I feel like in the hardcore scene you really get the audience involved, like
oh yeah.
the scene was supposed to kind of like jump on the crowd and hand the crowd like the mic was doing like the chorus and shit. He fucking did that during that song. He threw the mic out like and like during the chorus and like I was in the front and I was just like screaming because like I'm a screamer myself and like dude like it was just awesome. Like I don't know, like I really respect that guy of that band because like I respect like the message and like what they're about and I really like the style. It's like deathcore, like it kind of has a little bit of death metal, but it's mainly like hardcore with like breakdown.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, I don't know. I respect that guy. Like and another I respect like either the vocalist too because like I dated so many musicians too and like most of them are fucking like scum and shit, but like dude, like that guy, like he has a girlfriend and like he's just like all about her, and there's a couple guys out there like that like in the scene, but like it's really sweet and I like that. Like I respect that about him, like he's not like fucking around with his girlfriend, like on his Instagram it like has his name and like he's just like a really cool guy. He's not like I don't know, a lot of guys just get wrapped up in like groupies and like whores and like sex and all all that kind of stuff. So like he does it for like the music and like he has a really cool like clothing line out also. But like yeah, I don't know. I think Goat Whore. I've been a Goat Whore fan for so long. I remember like when I first like saw them at like Showcase Theater, like when I was in high school, I was just like, what the fuck? Like these guys are crazy. It's like black metal, like thrash, and then they have all the spikes like on their gauntlets, on their arms and shit. And I'm just like, wow, I've never seen anything like that. And then like I really like their name, and then like more, and then now I'm just connecting with them some more. I hung out with the guys too. They're really cool guys, but I really like their message that they bring too, and like it was just an awesome show. It was a lot of fun.
Cool. I'm glad you had a lot of fun. It sounds like I haven't been to a metal show because in a long time. In fact, the last metal show I went to was Hatebreed, like 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh wow!
And
why don't you go to shows?
Well, I still go to shows, but I don't go to metal shows anymore because every single time I go, there's nothing. New York is worlds apart from California in the way people do things. And when you go to a metal show around here, people just want to beat you up.
Oh,
They want you to not have a good time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
yeah, it's
I don't.
more hardcore out there. There's a lot of fucking pussies out here. Not this time, but the last time I was in a pit, I got in a fight with a girl, and I beat the shit out of her. And I don't go to shows to do that. Like, I was confused.
Right.
But I was trying to get out of the pit, and she didn't like how I hit woodchopper. Trying to get out of this insane fucking pit, like, pop. Like, I couldn't get out. There were hundreds of people in this gnarly fucking pit, and I couldn't move or breathe, and I was just like, I was feeling claustrophobic, so I had to get out. The only way to get out is to push people out, because there's so many people. And then trapped in this, like, circle is fucking, like, crazy. Like, one of the craziest pits you can imagine. dude. But just
Yeah, that happened.
It's not fun. I'm not proud of it, but it's like, dude, like, you fucking, if you want to fight me, like, I'll fight. I'm not going to pick a fight, but I'm not going to let someone punk me.
Right.
And I will, like, you know, so, like, I understand that. And it kind of depends on what shows you go to, but, yeah.
You know?
I was in Southern California Death Militia. I'm sure you've heard of New York Death Militia,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
That's like an interesting, like, it's an interesting group. I'm not affiliated with them anymore, but yeah, I can understand with what you're saying about that, because I've like hung out with people who grew up in like the New York like death metal scene.
Yeah,
and, like,
it got real hard.
They're making it less about the music and they're making it more about a scene, and that's like scenesters to me. Like, if you're gonna try and make little gangs out of shit and beat people up and be macho about it, that's not what the music's about.
Exactly.
They're ruining it, yeah.
Like, people see me, like, cause I play, I play guitar. I've been in a couple bands. I also play the tenor saxophone.
Oh, cool.
And I noticed that exactly what you're saying is, they're like, well, how come you're playing with these hardcore guys doing Blood for Blood covers, but then you're playing over here with these? It's like, because it's about the music. I'm just playing music. That's what I want to do. I'm not trying to, it's not a scene thing. It's about music, and so that's kind of why I haven't. But I think you're inspiring me. You're inspiring me to start going to some metal. I've been going to a lot of classic like jam band shows lately, because it's a lot less violent, and it's they're actually there for the music, and I can appreciate that. Plus, what I like about like all the festivals and stuff is they got all the glass blowers and the artists and the so you're getting the music, and you're getting, you got people that are there that you can, talk like you and I are about everything, and, and nobody's bothering you.
Well, maybe that's just not your favorite, like, style of music anymore. Like, maybe you still like it, but it's not your favorite. You'd rather go to those other shows,
You could be right, but don't get me wrong, I've been crazy. I listen to a lot of hardcore still, a lot of Boston hardcore. I don't know if you ever heard of a band, Blood for Blood.
Yeah, I
All
have.
right, I pretty on a daily basis. Like when I'm mountain biking, I'll gets me all
Have you ever heard of the band Until the End?
Yep.
They're like East Coast. I know they play on the East Coast. They're one of the bands that I've always, like, hardcore bands that I've always, like, wanted to see, but, like, they don't really come to California. I don't really think they're even around anymore. Last time I tried looking them up on Facebook, like, they don't really have anything.
Yeah.
Like, new, but, yeah.
Some people are starting to shy away from, the whole social media thing, going back to that whole drama thing you were talking about earlier, so you never know. Studio time. There could be other reasons, but like I said, you're inspiring me. Maybe I'm gonna have to start looking some stuff up again. Get back out there. So, well, I'm not gonna take up any more of your time for today.
All right.
It's been a blast talking with you.
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
No problem. I am, if it's not a problem with you, I'm just gonna save your number.
Okay.
And, maybe we could talk again sometime.
Alright. And so, were you just gonna, like, write something up about what we talked about? Or?
I think the plan is I'm gonna do, like, a profile piece on you. So, I'm gonna use some of the stuff I learned, like, what's that? Model Mayhem, you have some stats and stuff. I'm gonna do a nice thing. Then I'm gonna take a cross-section of what we've talked about, transcribe that in there, and then, I don't know, I could even throw in a Burning Angel plug if you want me to at the end.
Okay.
You know, do a little, you know, go check her out type of thing.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So, and I'll probably put your web page address on there.
Perfect.
And you know, do a little advertising and maybe help some other people support your cause.
Heck yeah.
So, which I'm, you know, very happy that I did, and you know what? I'm gonna continue to do that. Continue to help you out.
Sweet.
So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well.
Nice talking with you.
I'm gonna claim the #1 East Coast fan spot.
Oh yeah. Okay, you have that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. You know, and hopefully we'll talk soon again.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. You too.